Hey guys, it's Baron J67 with LV1 Gaming, and we are, as you can see, at Summer Games Fest. And I'm just sitting here with the absolute legendary Troll Gaming Live, who's here representing True Nerd.
Yes.
Shout out to Julian.
Shout out to my man Julian.
Hey, much love, man. We wish you were here. You missed out. I didn't want to rub it in your face, but I did. But no, dude. So we were both here last year. We came to Summer Games Fest. Now, there was some big differences, like the first one that I can think of off top, because that's what we're going to talk about today, just the overall day one experience. There was, first off, I didn't get into day one last year. It was split. So last year they did a thing where there were certain people who got in Saturday, Sunday, and Monday, and then people who only got in Sunday, Monday. But this year, if you got in all 3 days. And currently we're on day one, so it's Saturday. And dude, you know what we can do off the cuff? We'll start with this, but then we'll absolutely jump into our thoughts of the show, Summer Games Fest. We can talk about that.
Yeah, let's talk about that.
So, but first, what have you noticed else that's different, and what's been your experience in comparison to last year so far?
I feel like in this day one, it looks like people don't really know what to expect this year.
Yes.
I feel like because it's 3 days for everyone this year, I feel like a lot of people are kind of just figuring it out. I mean, I've been talking to creators and industry people all around, and just like, yeah, I got an appointment here, appointment there. So it's like, people just trying to figure it out.
Yeah, and you know what? You know what's been so dope though is there is so many things to do. There's so many games. It's so many big titles. Like, this is far from a dud year in terms of announcements, in terms of things to experience. Everything from, without, of course, breaking any rules or embargoes. Of course, you got Capcom here, you got Sega here, you have
Epic Games.
Epic Games is here. Amazon is here.
Kinetic Games.
Yeah, Kinetic Games. You have Enhanced. 505 PM Studios. Shout out to them. Mike Harrison, love the team. We have a lot of folks here, and it's been a pretty awesome experience, man. Like, the weather's been nice. Like, even though it's sunny right now, it's not too hot. It's been pretty cool. I mean, outside of not getting political, outside of the crazy raids and stuff going on out and about in the neighborhood, stay safe out there, folks.
Yeah.
But
and shout out to the security too, because we went to badge pickup. We were trying to get our swag bags for the event, and like they're ready, man. Like, I feel like a lot of times we talk about this stuff, and like there's a lot of people that do a great job in making stuff safe. And so I definitely got to give a shout out to security team and the people in charge of
because I do 100% feel safe. Like, that's definitely a big thing. And some positive changes. The media area is a lot bigger, and they're offering, like, that's where we're at now. We're actually recording from the media area. They have a spot where you can check out for a bit. So we got that going. And then they have a buffet that's going. They had breakfast.
They got a juice bar and a regular bar.
Yeah, bars all over the place, and mocktails all over the place for those who don't drink. And then, of course, you have a coffee shop that's running the entire time. It's been a dope experience. Snacks everywhere. So for those who need to stay fueled up, it's there for you. A lot of shade. There was a lot of consideration for folks here with this event.
I saw a bunch of gluten-free vegan options too.
Yeah.
Even at the food truck. They have food trucks here. They gave like food vouchers for each day. And it's like, you get an entree and a side, which is actually pretty insane.
And it's a lot of food too. It's not like they didn't skimp anywhere on this. So there's literally something for everybody in terms of food and comfort. Very accessible. There's not an area that people can't get into. Plenty of restrooms, and but above all, to the positives, right? I'm so sorry I cut you off. So what other positive changes did you notice in between last year and now?
Oh, I love how big the media and creator lounge is. It's been really nice. Like you said, the free food and the drinks and stuff, and then like being open an hour before appointments start is really nice. Get your breakfast, fuel up, get some coffee, regroup. The map's been pretty good too. Like, I've been able to find everything I need. And then also I feel like there's been a lot of mutual respect going around. This industry has suffered a lot of loss. There's been a lot of layoffs, and like whether it's a super big studio or like a smaller studio. I just feel like there's been a lot of mutual respect in regards to just like what people are bringing to the table. I mean, we even saw like our good friend Welt.
Yeah,
you know,
shout out to Wild.
Done
Yeah.
amazing things, and like he's just walking around, and he's just checking stuff out, and you know, he's had such a big year.
Yeah,
and
shout
like,
out to them.
He's
they opened up the showcase.
Yeah, opened up the showcase.
Yeah,
you know, which is crazy. We got to talk about the showcase.
Yeah, so now going into the showcase, because we didn't get to watch. Well, we didn't get to watch it live. We were there. We were there.
We were definitely in the room.
We were in the room, but we didn't get to recap with everybody. But overall, you know, before getting into the meat and potatoes of it, what would you grade the showcase? Just A through F.
Oh, I give it if S being the top, I give it an A plus actually.
You know what? I will say I like. I'll give it an A. I'll give it an A only because if people like, I read a lot of books. I listen to a lot of audiobooks. I love stories. If you paid attention, he let you know what was going to happen during the show.
Yes, he did.
When he opened up by showing the 10 top played games on Steam or sold, or I don't know what the metric was, but he showed it. And what that if you paid attention, he was like, most of these are indie titles.
And he talked about Repo.
Repo.
About Schedule 1.
Yeah. These are all 1 to 10 people teams. And, these are smaller teams who are making some of the most popular games on the internet. So him leading with that, if you paid attention, that told you the pacing and what we were going to experience. And what I also love on the other end of that is it didn't take away from how grand it felt, how grand it was, and how entertaining it was. Because oftentimes I feel with award shows, especially ones that were 2 hours, they mess up on pacing.
Oh, yeah.
But the pacing was so good, I didn't realize the 2 hours went by.
I didn't notice at all.
It was, and then everything from, you know, we can get in specific titles. There was a lot of horror games.
There is a lot of horror games.
There was a lot, or at least grimdark. There was a lot of grimdark horror games. Not a bad thing. You know, I normally don't play them on a regular basis. I say that, but then if you go on the channel, you can find plenty of live streams of me playing everything from Callisto Protocol to Resident Evil 4. Dude, shout out to Zach and the team over at who did Tunnels.
Oh,
you know, I
Tunnels.
interviewed the Tunnels people at GDC.
Tunnels was dope.
So it's so there was a lot of horror games. But funny enough, those were some of the ones that I was most excited for.
Oh, that's crazy. You know what got it for me?
Talk to me.
I feel like, you know, we see these game stuff, and like, you know, the first thing people do is say, hey, this game is Destiny plus Division plus this plus this. I feel like the games were very unique and they really stood out, you know, from the get-go. I mean, the very first game we saw was Mortal Shell.
Mortal Shell 2. Yeah.
And then like,
shout out
he pulls out the guns and we're just like...
Well, you know what's funny about that, dude, and I'm sorry I'm talking so dang much, but when I first seen the guns come out, my first thought was, is this Remnant 3? I thought it was Remnant 3 because of the guns. You know, I was like, oh man, Remnant's going a little more medieval. Like that's what that's the vibe I was going for. But that Mortal Shell 2, man, that was a dope way to open up. What were like 3 games that really just stood out for you?
Stood out for me? It's not a difficult question, but like there's 2 sides. There's like the game itself, and then what I feel like the message the studio is trying to give.
Okay.
So number 1, I'm gonna start with because of the message. I'm gonna start with Sega with that racing game. Because I feel like with Mario Kart dropping, I don't know, you know, obviously we're not working with Sega. We don't know when they made this video, but to drop Joker, to drop all these guest characters in each other, all rip. They're trying to make a statement that like, yo, we're not backing down. You know, we want you guys to play this game. And I feel like that's a really strong message. I mean, Mario Kart, the Switch 2
even called it out.
They
did. I forgot the developer's name, one of the creators of Sonic. He called it out. He was like, yeah, unlike the other, the other game.
Like the other game. So like, I feel like that's a really strong message. And like, at the end of the day, people love seeing what they're getting. So like, if you're going to, don't hold it back. Don't let the whole community be like, hey, are we getting this? Just
You're
do
all
it.
guessing behind. Yeah. Everybody's like playing, what do I think? You know, rumor mill. They definitely did. And you know, I don't normally play racers like that. Like it's been a long time to see that and to see how hype everybody was in the room. Because once again, we were there. So like the energy immediately skyrocketed with that game.
Especially when Joker came out.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
And they just kept hitting you over the head. Who was and then we thought it was done, and then it ended with Minecraft.
Yeah.
Like bro. They brought Steve in the whole Minecraft world.
Yeah.
And it's just so dope because they clearly would, by them doing that. And I believe it's going to be successful. One, it's Sega. One, it's Sonic. And it's a racer. Sonic Racer. People love it.
Yeah.
I think that's showing that we're going to see a lot of crossover. Exactly. I think it's going to be a lot of IPs. I can imagine that in the future. So I'm super hyped about that. So what were some other games?
Come on, man. You already know what the second one is. Come on, man.
Which one?
Come on, man. The Wu-Tang gang. Come on, man.
Lion.
You know what I mean? Brass Lion.
Okay. Bro. How hype was it when people caught on to what it was?
I was going crazy. So like people around me were like confused because they were just like, are they just doing the music? You know what I mean? And then when they say like, yo, this story is gonna be crazy, you know what I'm saying? We're gonna get like actual like all the members. When they see all the members at once, a lot of people be like, dang, I haven't seen a picture of all of them in so long. Yes. And I'm just like, and me, if they got You God playable, I'm a You God dude. You know what I'm saying? My friends be like, hey.
I'm a Jizza guy.
You're a Jizza guy? Okay.
Yeah, Jizza.
Okay. And everybody gonna be playing Jizza.
I think Ghostface.
Everybody gonna play Ghostface. I'm playing You God. You know what I mean?
I think Method Man's gonna be the most
played
character.
The most played?
I think so. I think most people are gonna have, but no, dude. So that, and then one more.
One more? Ooh.
I know it's gonna be tough because there was a lot. There was a lot.
It's gonna be
There's
tough.
an easy one. How about we talk about the easy one in a bit?
Which one?
The last one.
Oh no, I'm not talking about that. That's not even in my top 5.
Really?
That's not even in my top.
Okay.
Because like I said, combination of gameplay and the message. That was a game that was hella anticipated. People are wanting.
Yes.
But
got you.
And I guess I gotta mention this game because not only because of the gameplay, but what the dude said. The Splitgate 2. I gotta go with Splitgate 2. Because he came up there and he was like, hey, shooters are boring right now. And I've been having this conversation with a lot of people, whether it's tactical or just regular FPS. All of the new games are falling apart. I mean, we just seen XDefiant just shut down. XDefiant just shut down. I mean, I play Fragpunk. Fragpunk is a very great game. I don't even want to look at the player count right now because I'm going to be sad.
I feel like showing the player count ruined a lot of things.
Yeah.
Because I feel like there's so many games. I know we're off topic, but there's so many games that would thrive if nobody looked at the player count.
Yeah.
Like, in my opinion, I feel like that shouldn't have been made for the public. I feel like it kind of ruined a lot of things.
Exactly. But, and I'm just like, Fragpunk is dope. And it's like, if it's not Valorant or base CSGO right now, or like they're
CSGO
not big.
Too,
so like, he's making a statement that like, I want to bring this genre back. He called them out. He called for the neck.
Yeah, he called.
And I played the first Splitgate. Long story short, before it was Splitgate, I went to a PAX East, I believe 2018 or so. It was called Wormhole Wars. All they had was a little laptop, and I was just like, "Oh, is this Portals?" I thought that's what the game was. And to see that go,
when I first seen that game, it reminded me of Shadowrun. Remember the Shadowrun on Xbox 360?
Yes.
Yeah, that's what I wish that game would come back. That was fun.
Hey, bring it back.
Yeah, bring it back. Shadowrun. I mean, everybody, they just released not too long ago, all the turn-based Shadowrun games. So that'd be dope. But that's beside the point. So those are your 3.
Those are my 3.
Okay.
Let me go with your 3.
So for me, I will have to say Ill.
Okay.
Ill was dope. One, at first I thought it was all cinematics until the gameplay kicked up. And the shooting and whatnot and the dismemberment. And then kicking the baby. That was hilarious. It immediately thought of South Park. They had to think of that when they did it. Kick the baby. But no, so Ill. What else was seeing more characters added for Cosmic Invasion?
Yes.
Because I have a lot of love for the Big Boom. Seeing side scroller beat 'em ups making a big comeback.
Yep.
Like they never went away; they've always been there. But seeing them be on the main stage and main screen for a lot of different things has been amazing. Like I absolutely love that. And
it's more than just your game you play for 15 minutes.
Yes,
and drop.
Yes, and I love that they're having all these different characters. You know, who did they announce? Rocket and She-Hulk. I think that's so
She-Hulk
dope.
look crazy.
Yeah, She-Hulk, and then you see she got burlier
when the
slam. Yeah, I thought that was dope. So that ill and okay. So I'm gonna take away Cosmic Invasion because that was already announced. So that's cheap. Not the game is cheap, but just that's a freebie.
Yeah, exactly.
But Acts of Blood. Acts of Blood really, really shined for me. Like that was something truly. They did the old boy hallway scene.
Yes.
The combat looked like seafood, and it had everything. Guns. It had gunplay. Like it looked super dope. So that was that. So ill. Acts of Blood, and then I wanna. What was the other one? Oh, what was it? Stranger Than Heaven, the RGG title.
Yes.
Stranger Than Heaven. I'm gonna be honest. I've never really played any of the RGG titles.
Wow.
Yeah, I've never played like a Dragon or any of the old Yakuzas.
Wow.
It just never. You know, I'm a turn-based guy, so I spend a lot of time in like XCOM and whatnot. Okay. So that's where a lot of my hours went. Or Mountain Blade. Shout out to Bannerlord. But seeing now, I was like, this may be the one that I dive into. And what makes me excited to play it is it doesn't look, one, it seems like it's so far in the past that it's not,
I believe it's 1943
that I don't have to play the other ones to know the story. And of course there may be nods to things that come in the future storyline wise, but I feel like this is going to be the one for me to jump into and make me want to go and play all the other ones.
And I'm gonna be excited for you to watch that.
Yeah, I think that's what this is going to be. So that's it. So we're already up to like 17 minutes. I don't want to take too much of more of your time with this. Just our kind of recap and whatnot. You got any final thoughts you wanna say about the showcase and day one?
Yeah. So like definitely, I tell people like I know everybody's talking about Marvel Toe consoles. That's state of play. Or people talking about the Street Fighter season pass or Death Stranding, but really like gaming is booming right now, and like there's a lot of games that are just like coming out that are cool.
Yes.
If you can, just try your best not to do the comparison talk. The comparison talk is really killing things right now. These devs, they're not going there and saying, hey, I want to copy this game, but just add one thing. They're working years and years and years. We don't know how long these games have been developing. And so, it's hard for them to just be like, let's completely reinvent the wheel. What I'm saying?
And nobody's reinvented the wheel. We're all out here still using the wheel. We're just making the tires a little better.
Exactly.
And that's what's going on here. And I agree with that. Troll, let the folks know where they can find you and your content and where your Playdays content is going to be at.
Ooh, so I am Troll. I go by Troll. On everything, I'm Troll Gaming Live. I'm also a contributor to True Nerd. So you will find my Summer Games Fest reviews and little stuff, the videos I do here and there. You'll find out on TrueNerd.com. And yeah, I'm gonna be live on Twitch, Troll Gaming Live. And yeah, it's nice to see you, man. Baron, it's been a while.
Hey, it's been.
Come on, man. It's been a while. For those of you that don't know, I met Baron a couple years ago, and like, he's the type of guy, you see him all glowy and stuff, but I probably see him like 2-3 times a year. And so I try to make sure, we make these events like very memorable.
Yeah, hey, no, and it's always a movie, seriously. We've seen so many dope people, so many dope creators, everywhere from the Game Informer team. Funny enough, they're like on the other side of the screen. And then we got the IGN people. We got one of the big IGN dogs like right over there. Like I'm looking at them. I don't want to blast them out. Like we're living in, it's a crazy experience. And I'm just so glad we get to do it. But much love, tune in, subscribe, and all that other fun stuff, especially if you made it this far. And I'll put all of Troll's links and all of True Nerd's links in the description below. Much love. Peace.